it's here, heading back to school. You know, it can be so exciting and it can be so fun, but also it can be an anxious time for parents and students.
Whether it's starting a new school, meeting a new teacher, or simply just getting back into a routine, those feelings can show up in ways that parents may not expect, from headaches and stomach aches to mood changes or even trouble concentrating.
So Jenny Volker, who is a licensed clinical social worker from Community Health Network, is here joining us live in the studio. And we're going to talk a little bit about the signs that what parents should be looking out for, and also a very simple grounding technique that families can use to help calm some of this back to school anxiety. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, we all know back to school nerves are pretty common, but how can parents tell the difference between just the normal jitters and maybe something more serious?
Yeah, so some of the symptoms of anxiety could be physical. They could be things like headaches, stomach aches, things that don't already have some other explanation. But it can also be emotional or behavioral. We see more irritability, clinginess, withdrawing from activities that kids normally like and enjoy.
You know, it's so interesting because as a parent, you know, you ask your kids, how are things? And you're looking for a verbal affirmation or a verbal warning sign. But a lot of times it is something that's more physical or emotional.
Yes, that is so true. Kids don't always have the words to express what's going on the inside. So we have to really tune in our eyes and ears to notice behavioral changes.
Okay, and then why do these feelings seemingly increase as we get closer to the school year?
Yeah, so a lot of anxiety can increase when we get stuck in thoughts about the future. So what's that going to be like? What's my teacher going to be like? Am I going to have friends? All those things. What academics might be like. So it's when we get stuck in our thoughts of the future that's when we start having those symptoms of anxiety.
Yeah, so when that starts creeping up, I understand that there are some grounding techniques that are really simple that you recommend for families, and maybe want to teach us how to do that?
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you both for being willing to do that. This just gets us out of those thoughts of the future, out of our mind and into our bodies. So we usually just start just sitting comfortably and just taking a few deep breaths.
Okay.
So inhaling deep into your belly and exhaling out through your mouth. And I'll just take another one of those. Yeah, closing your eyes can help. You can keep them open. And then we just feel ourselves kind of getting into our bodies. So you might feel your seat against the seat of the chair. You might feel your feet against the floor. Your hands on your lap.
Are your eyes closed, Ann?
They are.
Okay. Mine are closed too. They're closed too.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
But I'm going to invite you both to open your eyes.
Okay.
And then we're going to use our senses and just connect with our environment. So just using our 5 senses, just notice something you see, something you feel. Maybe it's your chair,
Okay.
your clothes, something you hear.
My producer's saying we have about 15 seconds left.
Something you smell, and something maybe you can taste. And that just brings you back into the present moment and not in those worries about the future. And doing that with your kids can be so incredibly helpful. And then you can talk about the worries and concerns.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you really do understand the whole meaning physiologically, emotionally of the value of taking a deep breath.
Yeah.
Take a
Yes.
deep breath. Take a pause and then go from there. Jenny, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Yes.
Yeah, a good exercise for us all, Angela, I think, to bring us all back down. With Jenny, we did put more resources on WTHR.com to help you get back to school, which is awesome. So thank you so much.
Thank you.